Welcome after a blackout.
Hey.
So guys, today, this evening, wherever, depending where you're at, we are here with some friends, Jen and Paul, and they have been Erica's friends for a long time, and we've all kind of joined together and became good friends throughout the years. Mm-hmm. And they have a 5-year plan to get into bus life.
3 years now.
3 years
We're
now.
2 years into our 5 years.
When Matt met them and we spoke about the 5-year plan, it was 2 years ago. So they're dialing it in, man.
So we thought it'd be pretty valuable to have you guys on the live stream and people can ask questions. And what's your guys' plan? How have you been preparing? What's kind of like your ultimate goal? Maybe the type of rig that you want to be in. So there's a lot of questions that we can maybe answer for somebody who's also trying to plan. Mm-hmm. And what are some steps that you guys could share with them?
Well, and you guys out there, if you have any questions, type them in and we can answer right away.
Yep. Research.
Yeah.
By her. And then she shares it with me. What do you think about this? What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, initially, the research that we're doing was mostly because of you guys. When I saw you guys building the skoolie, I was like, okay, what's the skoolie thing? And I was like, dude, we're doing this. So I sent him a text.
Yeah, she sent me a text that said, hey, babe, you want to live on a school bus? And I sent a laughing emoji because I was like, she's joking. Clearly she's joking, living on a school bus.
Yeah, no, I wasn't joking.
So what was the inspiration to do it in the first place? What kind of made you guys want to do that from the get-go?
So, well, we're older, so we're, I don't know, I was just thinking about retirement and just life in itself and just what we want to do with our life and do we really want to spend it focused on making money and doing the 9-to-5 grind, or if we want to
bigger house, nicer cars, all that material stuff,
and that's,
or do we want to see the world?
Yeah, and that's never really been our jam as far as getting more or buying a newer house or a bigger anything.
Well, it was for me once upon a time.
Well, that was before me. Yeah, so I've always been about, like, I don't know, supporting a small business or supporting single moms and doing things like that. So
and making memories.
Yeah, and making memories. That's like the biggest thing for me. So when we do stuff, it's I'm not super frugal with saving so that we can get the stuff. Rather, I'd rather go on vacation or go on a meet somebody that we can walk alongside, kind of help them. For a while, I actually had a cell phone ministry where I had cell phones for single moms and things like that because it benefited them because they had their kids so now that everything's cell phone thing, you can get free cell phones, but you can't get them if you're underage. So these moms are working and their kids are home without the ability to call 911. So we had a plan and we just added all these kids to the plan, and it was a 1-year plan. So like the moms knew it was 1 year, and then they, once they started working, then they would have to take over the line, and then I'd bring somebody else in. And so that kind of is what it started, and telling him that we're never going to be rich. That's just not going to happen. And then, like, I've had breast cancer. I had it 12 years ago now? Is it 12 years ago? And just various health things and stuff. And it's like, do I really want to work so hard and strive for all of this stuff? No, I'd rather, like, go out there and make memories. So when I saw you guys doing the whole bus thing, I started, like, diving in, like, firsthand.
Even before the bus thing, I mean, when Erica was, like, doing the traveling thing, I was just like, dang, I want to go traveling.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And plus, too, he hasn't done a whole lot of traveling. I've traveled a lot, and so I kind of wanted him to be able to see some of the same things. I mean, I've been to so many different places in the U.S., and every time I'm like, have you been here? He's like, no. Have you been here? No. So I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. That's so, I don't know, I just kind of changed it. And then when you had the opportunity to go to Europe, I was like, go. And he's like, really? Without you? I'm like, yeah, go. What?
Well, I was invited to go again next year.
No secrets.
I didn't
around
tell you
here.
about
We're
that
just
yet.
gonna Open that up.
But we also have plans to go to Hawaii, so it's kind of
Yeah.
a lot in 1 year. So.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the idea of minimizing, living the minimalistic, would you guys put a lot of things in storage so you still have that? Or are you talking about like downsizing to a mobile home and living out of that full
No.
time?
So, okay, so our thought is pretty much like I want to kind of get rid of everything eventually.
Yeah.
We have our house, which we bought at the bottom of the market, and we have a lot of equity in it and rent in California because it's placed where it is. California rent's out of control.
Yeah.
We would actually have a monthly income just renting our house out.
Smart.
So that was, you know, we played with a lot of things. Initially, it was like, okay, sell the house and buy a plot of land so we have a home base. And it was like, well, if we just buy a plot of land, we don't have any income coming in, no revenue from that. So
Yeah.
what if we rented it out and then every time we come back here, tax write-off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
rent off. And then we can then have that money supplemented, and we're both getting closer to retirement. I'm eligible now, but I can't draw yet because I'm
Okay.
not old enough to draw.
Oh, okay.
So I can retire and have that sit there till I'm eligible to draw, but I need to make money in the meantime because you can't be on the road and not have money, right?
Right.
So that's an instant revenue stream right there. And
Shanti's calling.
yeah, I
Shanti's
heard.
calling.
We so we played with the bus thing,
Yeah.
and then I started thinking about all the places that he hasn't been, because I've been to like city places,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so hard to get a bus into some of those places.
Just about impossible. Speaking from experience, we have done like rerouted our journey, thinking like we're not going to drive through San Francisco. We're just simply
Right.
not.
Yeah.
And I'm almost envious of our van life friends who are like, oh yeah, we parked at the Bay Bridge and walked. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
We've avoided a lot of beautiful places due to either steep inclines that this rig can't go,
Right.
or there's nowhere to park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's why we were looking at that, and then I started talking to him more. I'm like, I think I'd rather go with the van life. I think that's the route that I'd rather go. And we actually rented one last year, and
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't know that. Did I know that? Did you tell me?
I don't know.
What?
So.
They took a babe, they rented a van last year and did a little trip. Didn't tell us.
Really?
I'm not going to take it personally or anything. I'm just a little upset about it.
Yeah, we went to my brother's house for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went
Oh.
there and we like just stayed in his driveway because
Love it.
I love my brother. And if he's watching this, hi Josh.
Oh, he will.
He might. I love him to death.
Impression.
But he's got 3 kids and a 3-bedroom house. So there's just a lot of stuff going on. So it was kind of nice to have our own space.
Yeah.
So I could just kind of go out there.
Hey, Bubba, we're talking right now, though.
So so
Please,
You want to talk on the microphone? We'll say hello. It's right there.
hello.
Oh, she's
You can
waiting
talk
for the
on.
echo.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can walk on. You can talk on the mic a lot later. Okay.
We'll have a jam session. She's good on it.
I'm doing what you guys.
Sure.
yeah, you're doing it right now.
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, we did the van life for a week or so down in Southern California,
So cool.
Costa Mesa area, and that was also why we're like, okay, so maybe bus isn't the thing.
So yeah, what did you think about?
Hey, Bubba.
Hey, Shanti, look at me, baby. If you want to be up here, you have to be really quiet until later.
Let's save our
we do that?
singing for a little bit later, okay? We love when you sing.
So what did you guys think about the size of the van?
It was small. It was definitely small. And in fact, some of the things, like if we were to do the van life, I would want it structured a little bit differently because it was a
Yeah.
prefab one, and
Okay.
it had the bathroom and the shower and all that stuff. And I'm leaning toward I don't want to shower inside.
So does that mean you guys are going to go DIY? Like, you didn't build this?
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe. So I think,
Yeah.
and because we're already 2 years into it, our plans have kind of changed along the way. And since we did the van, we definitely want to go smaller. So I think what our initial plan is going to be to do a small RV,
Yeah.
a Class C,
Yeah.
specifically, but like 24, 26 feet. So it's small like that. And then from there, we can determine if we're cool for going smaller or if we actually want to go bigger to the bus.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, and it's cheap to do that. So because once we move into this life, we've got 3 cars to get rid of, to sell. So that's
Yeah.
like,
I claim
Yeah.
balls.
Mhm.
As I clean Paul's, I get Paul's car.
He has a Audi S6.
Gorgeous. Shiny white or
Yeah.
the pearl white.
I've already thought about that YouTube video of traded in my Audi for this. Class C motorhome.
Yeah.
Used because we don't want to spend a whole lot of money on a Class C, right?
Well, yeah, and actually Class Cs right now are really expensive for the most part.
The ones that we've been looking at used, it would need a little bit of work.
Yeah.
But they're not that bad in
Okay.
considering
Yeah.
what the other things that we've been looking at, because the Class Bs, to get a new one, it's a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
Whereas the Class Cs are like a
30,
quarter.
40,000. something
exactly.
like that.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Way
Nice.
cheaper. And he's super, super handy.
Yeah.
It's a bonus.
So, Paul, this would be a question for you now. If you guys were to do a bus, van, once you guys figure it out, does building something like this excite you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to do it.
Yeah.
No problem. I've been building stuff my whole life, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
design, build, all of that.
I'm taking you.
So I'm sure
Sorry.
there would be a lot of things that would be challenging for me, but I've done a lot. I've done a lot of. I can't say I've done a lot of stuff that's in a bus like this, but I've done construction work. I've done electrical, lighting, plumbing,
Yeah.
sheetrocking, building things from with lumber.
Uh-huh.
So it runs the gamut. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in commercial building maintenance industry for like 15 years, and then I had a landscape company, and so
Yeah.
I've always been a hands-on handy guy.
Well,
Yeah.
seeing how you design Halloween parties, I would love to know what your van looks like.
It's gonna be all black on the inside with skulls on the seat. No,
She's on course.
Chips, get down.
Gypsy just wants to play, and she's wrapped.
Here, let me go put her outside, actually.
Hey babe, are there any questions? I haven't looked at the.
No, I don't think so yet.
Daddy, I wanna go outside with so I can play a game with
Well,
throw
that's
the
nice,
ball.
We gotta stay inside because all of us are inside right
Okay,
now.
so a question we get asked often is how do you make money on the road? You already mentioned the borderline of like retirement and then renting out your home. Would you guys want to do any seasonal gigs or photography? I mean, I know you're talented with a camera.
Yeah. That's one thing that we're doing right now is we're building up a photography, videography business. I do photography and he does videography, and we're right now this year the plan is we're doing everything at no charge for weddings and wedding venues, so that way when we do launch, we're not
Brides, did
gonna.
you hear that?
this is not an open invitation. Please do not contact us for weddings or anything, please.
But the reason though is because when we launch, we don't want to do something now where we're saying, okay, we're going to charge $600 just for the experience. We'd rather do it, partner with couples,
Yeah.
and do it at no charge. That way, when we launch in January, we can charge market rate and what we're worth.
Yeah.
So to do that, and that way we can travel to the various venues, which also would make it better to have a smaller vehicle to get to those places, because depending on where it's at, like for example, I have a brother that's getting married in New York. Would you be able to drive this into New York City? No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
So just being
Well,
able to
plus
get
your
to the
profit
locations.
margins would go
Just getting to
way
New York,
down.
you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually more expensive for us to drive this than to fly, depending on where we're going.
Yeah. So that's another reason why thinking smaller, and also starting with the Class C, we can determine if we really are going to do it without investing too much money into it, and we'd still have the ability to change our mind and say we're going to go back home.
Yeah,
Well, it's
cool.
funny you say that because like the prices that you were mentioning of what a used Class C that maybe needs a little love is not much more than what we put into this.
Minus
Or
6
actually-
months of hard labor, though.
Right.
Well, I say not
Price.
much more, not much less, I should say, is what I meant to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
than what we put into this,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of time invested in that. But but yeah, that's a good idea too. And honestly, we have this bus and it is too big. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's
But
nice.
It's so freaking awesome.
It is.
It's super comfortable.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's
You
nice.
know, like
Yeah.
if we didn't travel as much as we did, like if we traveled and stayed somewhere for a month or two, amazing. You know, we got all the comforts of a normal home in here without really a lot of sacrifice at all.
Right.
And so, But if you are traveling a lot, then this is pretty cumbersome. Because
Yeah.
you got to have another vehicle to tow. Or like,
Right.
Shanti?
Shanti, hey, I'm about to make you go back to the bedroom. Okay? You got to sit and stay still.
Okay.
Hey, do you want to say hi to Aunt Lana and Aunt Lacey? They're watching. Say hi.
Hi.
Right there, Aunt Lana. Hi.
Hi. Hi, Atlanta.
So, but so what have you guys been doing to prep to make all this happen?
Well, the biggest thing is the photography part, just honing that down so that we can launch our website
Yeah.
and go from there. And then because we have so we're a blended family, which is why we have the 5-year plan, we need to wait until the youngest is graduated, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't just take off cross country when you have somebody else's kid, right? Like,
Yeah.
So we're waiting for that. And initially when we started the plans, she was like all in. She wanted to come with us. And now she's kind of, now that high school's here, she's like, I don't know.
So
if I
even
really wanna-"
after high school, she'd want to come with you?
She did initially, but now she's kind of teetering on,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I want to live full time. I do want to come with you sometimes.
Yeah.
So she'll have some of those opportunities. So that was also why we're looking initially at larger, but now that she's kind of teetering on, I don't know if I want to be there full time. The smaller sounds good. And she came with us when we rented the van. We rented one of the ones that had the pop top, so it had the tent
Okay.
on the top,
Yeah,
and then the bed
yeah.
in the back, so she had her own space.
Was there a kitchen?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Cool.
There was a small kitchen. Again, because all of the prefab ones have like a microwave and everything else, probably wouldn't want all of that stuff. So if we bought one, I'd want to have it made to specifics, or buy a used one and like have him
Gut it.
Yeah.
Build
Yeah.
Change it because it's such a small space. I don't want to shower inside. I'd rather have a shower that's outside. Plus, you don't have a whole lot of water going with that, and
Completely understand. Yeah.
And because we'd have our place to rent out, we would have the ability to stay at Airbnbs here and there for
Yeah.
different things. So
It's
Yeah.
refreshing to park somewhere and be like, I'm in a real shower. We still
Exactly.
feel that way, but
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we also
your
like to
feet,
hike, and we like nature and stuff. So kind of looking forward to like just driving out kind of in the middle of nowhere and just taking off for
Yeah.
a little bit.
yeah,
Kind of
it's
exploring
my
that
favorite
way.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed half of it.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, that's the prepping stuff that we're doing, and then once we've been acquiring equipment for the photography, videography part of it, but once we like actually go, I just I have a 31-year-old that I can give a lot of stuff to, and so I don't know. I think I can just sell all the
There's this
furniture.
awesome place called the Goodwill that
Yeah.
we can just give stuff away to.
So you're like
Yeah.
you're mentally, emotionally prepared for the disconnection of the
Stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
The stuff.
exactly.
Some stuff, yeah.
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 But some stuff, no. We still
Well,
have
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
all my decor that I've built for parties for Halloween and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's like
Well, you
it's
could-
storage
that's gotta go
unit.
somewhere. We can't just get rid of it.
Yeah.
We could do a small storage space for
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's fun.
Some things that are near and dear to us.
Well, trust me, you'll build a van or a bus, and you'll be like, okay, now this is the thing I built that I want to hold on to.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Possibly. Because like the attachment that I had to things like that, like I had some shelves that I'd custom built that were special to me because it was like a first big project, and like just little things like that. After I built the bus, I was like, this thing is like badass, and it was easier to just kind of. I didn't have the same attachment because I was moved on to the next thing that was really special to me, I guess. But
Yeah.
the downsizing process for us was easy because we didn't really have the whole home. But when I first met Erica, I had like my Harley, which I really loved, and I had an Audi, which I really loved too. And I had all these things, and I did get rid of them. But I think it was because I was excited for the next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
It was easier to let those things go, even for like way less than I should have sold them. But I was just like so excited for the next thing. They just
Yeah.
kind of, found their own way, sort of thing.
I think that'll be the same for us. I think
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna, as it gets closer, I think we're gonna be like, let's just get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
think that's
When
pretty
you
much
still
what
have
it
your
is.
home, So
Yeah.
that's kind of a little secret. We have we don't have a storage unit. We have things that should be in a storage unit that we are storing in our amazing cousin's barn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, you guys ever gonna come to get this stuff? We're like,
Maybe.
Well, we were
Most
actually
likely.
we were actually supposed to this year, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Or like a month ago, but we didn't end up making it out there. But it's
Yeah,
stuff that's like
completely.
I couldn't even tell you what's in it
that's
anymore.
that's what's really shocking to me lately. Like, we had
Yeah.
downsized from storage units and 2 homes into a couple of boxes in a barn because those were the must keeps. Like, we can't get rid of this.
I can't
couldn't
even
tell you
tell
what's
you
in
what's
there.
in there. Yeah.
I can a little bit, maybe some of my international travel stuff that I collected from abroad
Yeah,
that you just can't
yeah.
give away.
Yeah.
Both of our backpacks, because I still plan on backpacking someday. But other than that, no idea. Not a clue
Yeah.
what's in there.
Just like a few things out of like 10 boxes maybe
Yeah.
that I can actually say, oh yeah, that's what's in there.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's been a few years since we've looked through all that stuff, and that right there is kind of a signal of like, is this stuff really that important? But it's hard to let go of this. Like, I have a jacket from my dad. And my dad's passed away, you know, and it's like this really cool Miami Vice looking kind
He
of.
wore it at our wedding.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
wore
wore it at our
Miami
wedding.
Vice straight down the aisle.
Yeah,
Just rocking it
yeah,
out.
it's like a beige. What is it like?
It is Miami Vice. That's all you have to say. You nailed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I wouldn't want to get rid of that, and that would be hard for me to let go of, like
Store in
things
a
like
van.
that.
It'd also be hard to just keep one more thing
Yeah,
in the van.
I don't know. It's
Well,
all.
Side note, we've talked about downsizing because, of course, as most of you guys know, we went for the bigger bus because we were expecting another baby. But now, in here, I'm still wanting to go smaller.
Yeah.
You know, and like, at first we thought bigger the better, and more comfort, and more space, and more storage, more stress, and more...
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you feel about that?
Well, I think you guys are right on. Like, if we had we've
Even a
seen
short
some
bus.
vans that are like super awesome, some short buses that are super awesome, and if it was just Erica and I, we'd be doing a van all
100%,
day. Yeah,
100%.
yeah, we would be doing
Yeah.
the van for sure. You lack some comforts in the van, like the shower you were talking about. Using the bathroom you can still do that, but it's a lot of real estate to have a toilet in your rig in a van.
Yeah.
But we definitely would. And I've seen some creative showers and things like that, but the amount of space, it's really hard. Like, just getting gas in this thing.
Yeah.
You know,
that-
think about half the gas stations around here in town. It would be hard to pull in with this.
Yeah.
In a van, you know, it just drives like a car. You park anywhere, and that's what we'd be doing. Not that we would change it, because we obviously love our situation with having our daughter, but you know, or a short bus, but definitely like this is too big for the amount of traveling we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the main part, is the amount of travel. We're always on the road, typically.
Yeah, and we don't have like 4 or 5 kids either, so we
Right.
don't need all of this space.
Yeah.
But you know, but it is comfortable.
And actually, we're kind of looking forward to boondocking and just being kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to that. Although, because I watch a lot of like other stuff, the one thing that I'm not looking forward to is being out somewhere in the middle of nowhere and having somebody pull up right next to us to camp.
It happens.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
whole forest. Why are you right there? It does.
Yeah.
It happens. It's weird.
And I'm the forward one that would probably go out there and go, "Why'd you choose here?
Yeah.
I don't like people."
You know, you see that, but then all of a sudden they get out and they're like, "Hey, we're so and so," and then all of a sudden you've got best friends, and now
Yeah.
you're traveling
Yeah.
together. It's just,
Yeah.
it's a very
That actually is.
double-sided.
You would think it's that way, but
yeah.
I mean, actually, from our experience,
I don't-
10 out of 10 times we've
Yeah.
parked near somebody or someone's pulled up near us. They're super cool and became
Oh,
friends.
okay.
Because you
Yeah.
gotta think, like, if they're out there doing the same thing, they're probably pretty similar
most likely
to how
like-minded.
you want to be.
Yeah.
You know, and to share road experiences and like get campsites from these people. You know, because they may have been somewhere that we are going,
Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
that's a good
Yeah.
point.
and
That's
they
a
give
good
you all
point.
these like great recommendations. So yeah, we've made like actually we were in Vail and we were the people who pulled up.
We were the creepers.
Yeah,
Whole
yeah.
Vail Mountain. We pulled up right next to this RV, and we're like, "Ooh, sorry, not sorry," but they had an open space so Matt could build the Astrovan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they were parked in the only open field that was complementary to what we had in mind.
Gotcha.
And we're like, "Oh man, we don't want to, impede on their space."
Yeah.
And they came out with arms, I think, literally open. I could see both of them
Yeah.
being like, "Hi, we're
No, they
here,"
were
you know?
super awesome, and like we were building the van, and they stayed extra days because he was having fun helping us build
Oh,
the
that's
van.
cool.
He was
That's
like out
cool.
there helping us build everything, and this was like, well, there's this guy out here, and we don't know how we're gonna be running power tools and all this kind of stuff out here in the woods. You know.
We have plans to meet up with them this coming up year. Like, we've stayed in touch, and it's
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely more than just those weird neighbors. They're friends now.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Any questions? I just don't want to miss anybody if they ask.
Yeah.
I got one.
Oh, let's see. Sorry, guys. I haven't looked at the comments in forever.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, Reggie. What's up?
Hey. I feel like they could do van life.
Reggie, are you upset that I put Gypsy outside?
Oh, okay. It was their dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he saw you put Gypsy
She's not alone. She's with
We,
There's another
yeah.
I think he's joking because when they had her, she was an outside dog. 100%.
Not let inside.
Oh, I
and now
see.
she's the total opposite here. She's
Okay.
spoiled. She's
Yeah.
like, but I have to go outside? No,
So-
she's great.
Well, cool. Is there anything else, like final conclusion thoughts that you guys want to talk about?
Dad,
Like
I'm
any?
done.
No, not yet. Almost though. We're almost done. Then you can talk.
I want to be outside with chicks.
Okay.
Well.
Give us a minute. Yeah, like if there was any word of advice, as the last word of advice that you might give
Yeah,
somebody.
it's interesting because we're 3 years into skoolie
Yeah.
life or van life, and you guys are 3 years prior. So I'm just curious on the perspective.
You know, the one thing that, because like COVID made it like a big thing, so I noticed there's a whole bunch of people. So I'm hoping, because we had to have the 5-year plan for our youngest to be out, I'm really kind of hoping that maybe it'll be a little less saturated, if that makes sense, because I know that there's a lot of people, at least where we're at, I mean, everywhere you turn, somebody's got a van here or there, but they're not
Yeah.
living the life. So I'm hoping that by the time we're like ready and we sell everything and we're ready to
Yeah.
buy stuff, it won't be like this big, huge popular thing. So maybe the prices will come down a little bit, because the
Yeah.
vans, those ones are like super
Yeah, the
expensive.
spreaders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
And they're expensive without anything in them, you know,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
to get those. And I'm hoping that like all of the parts issues that are happening right now will be past all of those. But I hope that the sale of used vehicles stays where it's at, because we
have to sell yours.
We're selling 3.
Yeah.
And right now, like, I bought a van at the very beginning of COVID, because I totaled my previous van, and it appreciated. Like, it's worth $10,000 more than I bought it
Wow.
for. I've never seen that, like,
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
a vehicle appreciate like that. So I'm hoping that that'll stay up, so that way we can sell all that stuff, because
good.
then we'll like actually be able to just buy the thing outright cash and still have a little savings.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay,
For
so
sure.
final question: where's the first spot you're gonna go? You going north, east, south? You going to the coast and national park?
So-
hiking the mountain.
That depends on it, because we may rent another van now
yeah.
to go, because he's not seen the Grand Canyon. So
Neither have I.
Oh! So yeah, like I've hiked it. So I'm like, yeah, I
Okay.
want to. So that's kind of, I'm thinking of all these like places that are right here.
So you guys
that
have a
he's
check
never
off list
seen.
for the.
We should rent a Class C and
Yeah.
go to the Grand Canyon.
Totally.
There you
With
go.
We'll
us.
have that Class C experience
Next
and
month.
see if we really like it.
Well, I used to have one, so I know I'm
Well,
good
I
with it.
Yeah.
I know I'm good with it. And it was a small one. I think it was 24 feet. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I loved it. I loved being there, and I went and stayed at the Grand Canyon. Sorry, baby.
I'm excited. We'll have to do like a reunion of, with you guys once you're in the van life,
Right.
Yeah.
And see if any perspectives have changed or any ideas have developed.
You know what's funny is I remember back even in the 80s, like when they'd have like the camper vans and stuff like that at the mall that you could go see.
Yeah.
Even from that age, I dreamed of that kind of life. Like I would just
I
have
believe it.
dreams of just, being self-sustaining, but that was the thing, is I wasn't married, so I was like,
Chance.
it was about being by myself. My dream car was, when I was 16 years old, was a minivan of all things. I mean,
Definitely not Paul's
Yeah.
car at 16.
No,
I'm guessing.
no, yeah. But I also grew up in the country. Like, my grandpa built the house that my mom lived in with his bare hands, and when they had enough kids, they put it up on stilts and they built a second house underneath, and when they had more kids, they built a third house in the back. So I mean, I grew up with that, like, you know, everything's, because in Hawaii you can't really build out, you have to kind of,
Yeah, absolutely.
everything's small,
Yeah.
just different.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
We'll keep
Cool,
you guys
guys.
posted. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on to the live stream
Yeah.
show.
Thanks
Glad
for
to
having us.
have
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dove on.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Sorry, Shanti, that, you know, we're doing this and not playing.
she's getting used to it. She's shaking her head and then looking at
5
the
seconds
delay
later, the delay
on
comes
the
on.
live stream
Oh,
on
okay.
YouTube. And
So
so she's doing it, and then she's seeing it 5 seconds later, is cracking herself up. I got to remember this for next time.
When we need a
Oh,
babysitter,
yeah.
just put her on and be like, here's your camera, babe.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, guys, thank you for taking the time
Yeah.
to watch this. And with that being said, thank you guys for coming
Yeah.
on and sharing your story
Yeah.
a little bit. And hopefully somebody out there can get some good ideas or inspiration from you guys.
If somebody does have a question, are you comfortable sharing maybe like an Instagram or an email or a Facebook?
Sure. So I have my photography. It's at Jenny
Perfect.
Ennio. So JennyEnnio. So at Jenny Ennio. You can message me on there and ask questions. It's mostly for the photography. And then he's got Elkin Images on Instagram.
ELKIN.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah. So if you guys are in the Sacramento area or the surrounding, how far out do you guys go? Are you willing to travel?
Right now, Greater California area. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I got lots of time off for being able to.
And it's wedding season.
Yeah.
They're
it
not
is.
free. So if you need some work done, you get what you paid for. No, they're incredible.
Yeah, we're actually getting really good at it. So
No, we've seen
Yeah.
the proof. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys. We're out of here.
Okay. See you guys later.
Oh, Shanti, say bye.
Bye.